Okay, it's a little after 11. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. My name is Tony Astron. I am behind the scenes a host through Zoom, helping to keep everything running accordingly. We are going to be recording today's meeting and then posting it subsequently on our social media pages for anybody who was unable to join us this morning. You will see my face, my scruffy morning face here with my baseball cap on later when we do a special drawing later on in the series. And I'll have some additional remarks to tell all of you about our upcoming speakers as part of this celebrity speaker series through Team Roswell Park Cessation Services, or Team RPCS, our small but mighty team who are donating, looking to do fundraising efforts towards the 2020 Ride for Roswell. There's so much more I can say, but before I do any of that, I don't want to steal the thunder of either our illustrious team captain or our host for today. And they are respectively Robin Secord and Pat Bax. And of course, as our guests for today, we will be talking with the illustrious, legendary Russell J. Salvatore. And we do have also with us John DeShulo, who is from WBBZ TV, a very recognizable face around Western New York. So without further ado, what I will say is continue to check the chat box for any questions, helpful links. Also, if you have questions for Mr. Salvatore or anybody else as we continue on through this first of many celebrity speaker series, please put those in the chat box. I'll be monitoring that, and we hope to get to as many questions as time allows. But that aside, let's turn this over now to Robin Secord, who will get us kicked off, and we'll have some fun this morning. So thank you again, everybody, for joining us.
Great. Thanks so much, Tony, and welcome, everyone. This is certainly a new format for us with our Roswell Park Cessation Services team. Roswell Park Cessation Services is a group of great staff that I work with every day that are aiding everyone across New York who is concerned about quitting smoking. And we provide a lot of great resources both on the phone and online. And we, of course, are aligned with Roswell Park and providing these great services. And with a long, long history of over 25 years in Western New York, Roswell Park is a name that's known, and the pride in our Ride for Roswell is so significant that you can have a lot of heartache this year when we couldn't get that kickoff of that huge, huge group of folks, thousands of people getting together to ride in June. So we've accommodated, as all successful people from Roswell's staff to Russ Salvatore, flexibility is what we need to survive, right? So we are doing it here. We are flexing with what works for us, and we're so glad you're a part of it. Our rides this year, we have nearly 20 riders at this point, but many opportunities to still sign up for whether they're individual rides or rides that are heading out in small groups of 10 on Saturdays in August. A lot of great locations from 3-mile to 10-mile rides. Please check out Ride for Roswell and join our team if you like, Cessation Services. Really, we a laid-back group and a lot of fun, although we do have some people who are doing 38 miles and some who want to do that twice. But with our group, we're taking it easy and enjoying it a nice slow ride. The group that started out was kind of on a grassroots level. We started doing, selling snacks in our call center and goodies and treats and trying to raise small split clubs. Then Pat Bax took it upon herself one time to introduce herself to Russ Salvatore, a longtime philanthropist throughout Western New York, and certainly a long time. We got 125 years at Roswell and nearly 70 years in Western New York of Russ Salvatore. So history coming together, and his support of Roswell Park, recently doing a complete renovation of our entrance. Beautiful, beautiful gifts that he's done for hospitals throughout Western New York, not just Roswell. And the support you see in patient rooms, it's just really incredible. And I think many of you are aware of that as you've been through our Western New York hospitals. But today's an opportunity for us to have some fun. Last year we raised nearly $12,000. with us to provide a great opportunity with our first annual Russ Salvatore bowling tournament. That's put on hold, but next year is going to be bigger and better. Russ rolled out the first ball, which I think was quite an experience for him. It was hard to find a first for Russ, but I think we did it with having him roll out that ball, and he was awesome. Again, we have an opportunity to donate throughout today's chat. It's a great thrill for us to, during the pandemic, many adjustments. Russ, as a business owner and real huge part of Western New York restaurants, I think it's important for us to recognize what small businesses and large have had to adjust to. But again, our fight to end cancer continues. The patients still need our support. The ride needs the support. That money supports our research at Roswell and helps us to continue to be a cancer center, one of 41 across the United States, with a really incredible commitment from our science and our care workers there. So again, to all the heroes, we lend them a hand and a round of applause and support and all the love. But I'll turn it over to Pat, and thank you everyone for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much, Robin. It's hard to follow all those wonderful words that you mentioned, and yes, kudos to all the heroes and everyone really for really learning new ways to cope through this difficult and challenging time. But we are finding out that we're very creative and inventive, and our team was able to come up with this wonderful idea, and we're very excited to be able to offer a series that allows for to donate to the team, to have individuals donate to the team and support our work, our great work. We don't know if we're going to reach our goal that we set out when we planned the second annual Russell J. Salvatore bowling event. However, we're going to do the best we can, and we are really in for a treat today. When I first approached Russ, and he wants me to call him Russ. I said Mr. Salvatore, but he said, call me Russ. When I first approached him, I had no idea that he was going to say yes. I just took a chance, and he said, let's make this the best it can be. And he did. He delivered with his kind donations. We had a very successful bowling event, and it was beyond our wildest dreams, and we're excited. We were very disappointed that it was canceled this year. However, when my husband and I went to dinner a couple of weeks ago, Russ assured us that next year he has our support, or we have his support, and that he will make it even better than the first one. We even have t-shirts ready, so please, we'll have more details about the bowling event for 2021 that's yet to come. And we just can't thank you enough, Russ. And you are in for a treat, everyone who's on this call today. And also we have a fabulous prize. When the team wanted to just donate a gift certificate and raffle off the gift certificate for dinner for two, Russ said, nope, we're making that even better. We're putting in a jacuzzi suite with that overnight stay. He just couldn't have it be dinner for two. So kudos, and words cannot express our gratitude, Russ. We thank you so much. So you are in for a treat, as I said, and we're also very honored to have another icon in our community with WBBZ, John DeShulo, is going to be conducting the interview for us today. We'll also be interjecting with some questions that you might have in the chat. So please put your questions in the chat. You'll also see some of the riders will be identifying themselves in the chat. If you're so inclined, you can go to the ride page and donate. And we really appreciate all your support. So without further ado, John, take it away.
Well, thank you very much, Pat, and thank you everybody at Roswell and Tony. I hope you can hear me and see me. I'm in front of the Russell Salvatore statue right here inside Russell's Steaks, Chops, and More. You notice we have our masks on. And while Russell is inside his office, I'm outside in the lobby. I'm going to be moving around. But Russell, if you can hear me, I understand that your restaurant has just been given some great kudos for everything that you've done to stay safe during the COVID precautions. Tell us about that.
Yes, John, I'm here. Thank you very much. Yes, well, we had the health department come in and they gave an A1+ rating last night. He says you're following all the guides. Everything's great. He went into my kitchen. He says he's been in the hospitality inspecting kitchens all his life. He says, Russell, you have the finest kitchen in the world. Spotless. You can eat off the floors. So I'm very, very proud of our establishment and all our people that are working for us. Thank you, John.
Well, you're welcome. And I'm here right now inside the lobby. In case people, if they've ever wondered, the lobby at Russell Steak, Chops and More also includes Salvatore Grand Hotel. And Russell, the hotel was open all during from March right through. So you were able to conduct business, but you weren't able to have the restaurant open until recently.
No, we opened the restaurant about 3 weeks ago, John. The hotel is open. It's not doing as well as it should be. I mean, we've depended an awful lot on the Canadian business. And with the Peace Bridge being closed, that's hurting a little bit, But I mean, the whole restaurant is bouncing back. Not what it should be, though, but we have an awful lot of gift certificates that if anybody's out there with an expired one, they don't expire, John. Our gift certificates will be good till the end of the year. And if you need one after the end of the year, come and see me. I will make it good forever.
Well, and I have to tell everybody that's on this Zoom call, Russell is the hardest working man I've ever met. And, people say that I do a lot, WBBZ TV, but Russell is out there. I know even just today he was working with his manager, Mark Yergi. He was looking at the various tables that are here set up in what's called the breakfast room, because Russell's able to put together parties in a socially distanced manner. But Russell, I really have to get back to the fact that you were a top bowler last year. Pat made reference to that. And when you and Manny Lizama took to the lanes at transit lanes, you bowled a strike the first time down the lane.
Well, John, I was a great athlete when I was young. I was a good bowler, a good baseball player, and a good everything, a good drinker, a good eater. And, I do number one. I try to be number one in everything that I do, John.
Well, your support was very much appreciated. And I know I speak on behalf of the Beat the Champ program on WBBZ TV because we are waiting now for bowling alleys to come back. And I know everybody's been very patient. You've been very patient. Bowling alleys have really been patient. And I think I've seen just on the participants on this Zoom call, some of the Beat the Champ bowlers. I saw Jeff Crichem's name come up. So just to let you know, Russell, the bowling community is really very thankful for the support that you gave last year to the event, and then what you're going to give in the year ahead coming up. So maybe we should, once the bowling alleys are open, we should get you out on the lanes to practice.
All righty, John.
Hey, Russell, I wanted to talk to, and Tony, you can jump in at any point moving forward, but your support of Roswell Park Cancer Institute, Russell, is really legend. And tell us why it's so important to support Roswell.
Well, it's such a terrible disease, and how I happen to get involved, I'm supporting all the hospitals. I started with ECMC when I broke my ankle, and then one day a lady come in, or the daughter, and was coming for dinner, and her mother was in Roswell, and they didn't have televisions, and I could not believe a disease that bad that somebody had to pay to put TVs on. So my goal before I hit the dust and everything was, I said to myself, the community's been good to me. I make a lot of money. What are you going to do if you die? You can't take it with you, and so forth. And my goal was to give back to every single hospital new televisions where a patient doesn't have to turn them on. And so far, with the help of my partner, Mark Yergi, that keeps track of all my money, when he tells me I got a couple extra thousand, we have supplied over 5,000 television sets for every hospital in the city of Buffalo. Nobody ever has to turn a TV on to watch the television sets. And when you're there, sometime I come up in the morning and I say, good morning, this is Russ Salvatore. Your televisions are compliments of me. Get well, and when you get well, come and see me and I'll buy you your first vodka. And I get all these people coming there for that first vodka, John.
Well, as someone who's spent 35 years in television, I can't thank you enough that you're making television free for those who are, with challenges in the medical community. And you and I have been to the Roswell Park Gala at the Convention Center, and it's still scheduled for November. So we'll have to see if you and I will do our usual act to make sure that people jump up during the live auction and support. Tell us why people who are on this Zoom call should support Roswell Park.
Well, because it's a great hospital. Candace Johnson's a great, great person with the hospital. She's doing a great job. They need the money. They can use the money. It's never not enough money for Roswell. I love our function that we have. We practice that all the time. How do we do that, John? We give an overnight stay or something like that, and we've been and we take a few $1,000s, you know, and then all of a sudden I'll say, John, you'll say to me, Russ, do you have to have another one in your pocket? And I tell you, fine, John, let's offer this one off. And if you make finally $10,000, whatever you make on it, I'll match it. And you get me to give a lot of money at that Roswell function. You know that.
I do. I'm honored that we are able to be, you know, like Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. But you're much more handsome than I am. And you have all your hair, by the way, I must say.
I know that, John. You look my dad. My dad was just like, with no hair, I was scared.
Russell, tell us why, and I know in a little bit, Tony and the folks here on the Zoom call are going to run some videos, but tell us why it's so important for you to give back to the community. Because it's not like you give a little bit, you give a lot. You give probably more than anybody I've ever known in this community, and I've been here almost 40 years. Why do you do it?
Well, no, John, I've been doing the restaurant hospitality for close to 70 years. And my dad was a very big giver backer when he was young back in the 1940s. I remember him when he had his restaurant, the customer would come in, he always bought them the first drink. And my dad says, you know what, buy them the first drink and become friends forever. And he told me, son, remember one thing, if you make money, you can't take it with you. The public is the one that's making you make the money. Give back to the community. And I feel so good when I give money back, and I give a lot of money back, you know, and I open that envelope, it makes me feel so good inside. We've been fortunate. I mean, I do a lot of advertising. That doesn't bring them to the door. Giving back to the communities, have them come back. And when they come in the door, they say, Russ, thank you so much. My mother's in the hospital. Thanks for the TV. Thanks. I don't think I've ever said no for someone to come up to ask me. I run it by Mark, we can do it. We give it back. I'm 87 years old, especially with the way this economy is going. I could be gone tomorrow. I want to die broke. And I know I got a couple of friends in heaven. They said they'll buy me the first cocktail if I get there. You know, it's a good feeling to give back.
Yeah, I know that you've mentioned those words before, and we want you to stay around, Russell, many, many, many years more, that's for sure. If nothing else, we want to continue to see you bowl, and next year we'll be back to the Russell J. Salvatore tournament. Tony, if there's anybody else on the call that has a question for Russell, I'd like them to participate, because this is an opportunity to get a chance to speak to, you know, one of Western New York's most philanthropic individuals. I've had the honor to talk with Russell many times, but if anybody else is on the call and wants to ask a question, now is your time. It's a very special moment.
Thanks, John. Yeah, so far no questions in our chat box, but certainly I think at some point soon we should show that video just to have everybody get a better sense of all the philanthropic commitment for the community. So maybe now might be a good time to show that. Do you think?
I think it's very important, Tony, because we just mentioned that with Russell and his commitment to the community. And, you know, he has a wonderful photographer who documents all of his work and put together this video. So I know you're at the controls, Tony, and I know that you on the Zoom call, you know much more about this. I'm a digital dunce, so you take over and be the digital dean and roll us that video.
You got it. And before I do, we did have one question just pop in here. You'll love this one, Russ. How do you make your steaks so good?
Well, number one, we buy the best steaks. We inspect every steak that comes in there. They got to be 2.5 inches thick, no chain, no nothing. And we have a special seasoning. It's called Russell season. It's a little salty in that. And if you buy the best meat that we buy from companies and that, the steak is going to be good if your chef doesn't screw it up anyhow. You know what I mean? Sometimes they come overcooked, and we get our mistakes, but we'll make it good for them. But you buy the good meat and you season it, that's why they're so good.
Excellent. And the same person who asked that just said that they love your cranberry toast as well.
Oh yeah, that's a hit also. That's very good.
Excellent. All right. Well, everybody, hang tight for 1 second. I am going to temporarily mute everybody here just so that the video can play as nicely as possible for both audio and video quality. And we should get this rolling in just about 15 seconds. The video is about 5 minutes, but is definitely a worthwhile watch. So hang tight while I click a couple buttons here and get this rolling. Hang on.
Case of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, and I've traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way.
All right, so what a fantastic video. Let me get our illustrious
Okay, all right. So
host
this
back in
echoes
here.
what Susan Rice told Judy Woodruff
Oh,
in early
hang on 1 second
2017.
here.
That quote, "I know nothing about the identities of Trump team members being revealed." Susan Rice has been accused of.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that. The video kept rolling here, but now we've got John back.
Yeah,
And
and
we will get
I should,
Mr. Salvatore
Tony,
back on as
now
well.
that video, and thanks for rolling that. I'm standing in front of the award case here at the restaurant and right at the, as you get into the hotel. So, you know, not only the support of Roswell, but the support of so many other organizations in Western New York that you can see. And the community really has thanked Russell, but it isn't over for Russ Salvatore because, as he mentioned, he wants to donate as much as he possibly can as he moves forward. And Russell, what is it like when you see that video and you look back on everything that you've done?
We just got to get Russ unmuted first.
Yeah.
I've just sent the unmute function for him. And there we go. He's back.
All right. So, Russell, what is it like when you watch that video and you see everything that you've done in the community?
You know, John, I get goose pimples up and down my back, and I really could cry for so easily to see that so many years have gone by. It doesn't happen overnight. And I mean, I am so fortunate to be able to do this. And I'm so proud. I'm not want to brag of myself that the Lord made me the way I am to give back. And so many people would only think the way I do, give back to the community that have made you very, very healthy. You can't take it with you. The best words in the world. You can't take it with you. And I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for this virus that's in here, that video would have been another 20 minutes longer because I've got money to give back, but it's so hard to do it right now until this damn thing is over with. And I hope I live long enough because that video will be another 20 minutes longer. Believe me, John.
I believe so, and I know that we join you. And I know Roswell has done everything they need to do to take precautions during COVID, and they've been helping out in the community. And, you know, that's obviously why we're doing this on a Zoom call, thanks to Tony Astron and Pat Bax and everybody. Tony, are there any other questions that came in the chat box for Russell?
There are, and let me just first say again to both of you, thank you for being with us here today. And Mr. Salvatore, we cannot thank you enough for the indelible mark that you've left and continue to leave on our community. Last year at our bowling event, just the fact that you had so much great participation and then surprised us all by matching everything that we donated was just huge. So we realize at Team RPCS that it is such a difficult time right now for everyone of all walks of life. But that being said, the Ride for Roswell is still going on in sort of a different way with physically distanced, safe rides starting all throughout August. So we again encourage everyone to be as generous as possible, even though this talk today is no charge and the others will continue to be as well. We do ask everyone to consider taking a quick moment, whether during this call right now or afterwards, to please be generous and donate to a rider on Team RPCS. We want to do it as great as we can, given how tough times are right now. And, you know, unfortunately, cancer doesn't take a break, even with COVID-19. So with that said, getting off the box, let me get back here to the question that was asked, which is a great one here. Comes from our team member Andy, specifically for Mr. Salvatore. He wants to know, how did you choose the songs you sang and posted to Facebook throughout this pandemic? He says that they were a hit, and yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. They were awesome. So we'd love to hear more about that.
Well, on the song, I remember listening to that song, and it was played during the Super Bowl by Whitney Houston.
They're talking about the songs you sang throughout Facebook during COVID. Every morning you had a song.
Oh,
Where'd you come up with those?
you know what? My good friend Charlie Ciota, he come up with it. He's my publicity campaign, and we would look something up, and we started it, and it really hit a home run. I mean, everybody was looking forward to it. I didn't have the best voice in the world, but it was a lot of fun doing it. I enjoyed doing it, and then all of a sudden, Charlie got busy with his barber shop, and it just faded away. Maybe we'll come back with it, and I'll become one of the top singers in Western New York, right? But I'm not that good.
We're doing a commercial. You're going to Russell's Got Talent.
I got lost.
John, are you muted?
We loved it, though. It was great to see, and certainly between yourself and other well-known faces, I can think just offhand of County Executive Poloncarz whipping out his guitar, and you know, people are being creative and trying to spread the human spirit and keep our hopes up, you know, despite all the challenges right now. So no, we very much appreciated it so much to do that. I'm going to get back on the line here. I'm going to get Pat Bax, who was with us earlier, back on unmuted as well as on video, just to say hello. She wanted to give a little bit of screen sharing for the rest of you while we were on, but certainly we've got the illustrious Pat Bax here to be a little bit of a co-host as well with John. So Pat, welcome back.
Thank you, Tony. And thank you, John. You're doing an excellent job with the questions. And of course, Russ, I'm just mesmerized by the video. I had to break out the tissue. It was quite moving. And I'm with you. I just got goosebumps. It just was amazing to see the amount of philanthropy that you have given to this community. It just, and to be a recipient of that through our Ride for Roswell and our Roswell Park Cessation Services team. We just don't even know how to say thank you. And that's why this year we had hoped to do a tribute bowl, which was kind of a new event we added to which was going to be a Saturday event. We were going to do a tribute bowl where people could get a team of 3 people to bowl, and they would bowl in honor or in memory of someone, and actually be able to have a placard on the back of their shirt when they bowled with the name or names of people. So that was really exciting. But I know Tony has mentioned about donating to the team, which we really appreciate. You can select any of the riders. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow you to donate to the actual team, but you just randomly can select a rider, and I'm sure that all the riders that are on today appreciate your support. I also want to encourage everyone to also patronize Russ and either the restaurant, the hotel. Treat yourself, because he has been so awesome in giving back to the community. We need to show our support. And I'll tell you, you will not get a better steak dinner than at Russell's restaurant. It is absolutely the best. I don't think I ate that well since February when we were there. It was delicious. I couldn't believe we went through the whole bread basket, and the steak was, I thought, well, I'll take a little bit home, but it was just too good, and I just had to finish it. I couldn't resist. It was excellent. So if you're looking, if you saved money during this pandemic when you were sheltering in place, you have some extra money, please go out and support Russ at his restaurant and hotel. Treat yourself. You will not be disappointed. His food is outstanding, and the service. I gotta say, I love the masks that all the waiters were wearing, and it was very impressive. I don't know, maybe you could start selling some of the masks. It might be an idea.
Hey, Pat, I would want to jump in before my phone goes kablooey
Yeah,
here.
go ahead, Jen.
How much money was raised, Pat, last year? How much money was raised, Pat, last year?
Yeah, we raised about 12,000, and we could not have done it without Russ's matching the donation, and which was incredible. In fact, Roswell, the Alliance Foundation, they were stunned. They were like, how did you go from like 4,000 to 12,000? It was so impressive, but we could not have done it without Russ's support. And I've got to say, he's got to go out back on the lanes when they open up because he's quite the bowler.
Speaking of which, this is a great segue into another question that has popped in here. Russ, a guest on our call, would like to know the secret to high energy, great health all of these years.
Well, I really don't know. I've just been lucky. I mean, I don't follow any patterns. I get up early in the morning. I eat late at night. I drink. I eat a steak at 10 o'clock at night. I have a cigarette or two or three. And I just guess I'm lucky. I think because I enjoy working, I work very hard. If I don't work 125 hours a week for the last 70 years, I haven't worked a dime. You know, I just love doing it. Can I say something? Pat, you there?
Yes, absolutely.
Pat, we're going through, I just asked Mark over here. Mark, what happened last year? Did we do anything for this organization? He says, last year you guys raised $6,000. What brought it to $12,000? We matched with another $6,000. Well, seeing that you're so nice to me and you gave me a $1 million commercial just a minute ago, what I would like to do, whatever you raise on this little telethon that you're doing, everything, I will match it again this year. Already, 6,000, 7,000. We were very fortunate. The casinos are closed and my piggy bank is overflowing over here. So I will match whatever you take in for the telethon, and I'm happy to do it for all of you, John, and everybody on the committee there. God bless you, and thank you for the nice words.
Oh, I'm going to have to get the tissue back out, Russ. I can't, you know, on behalf of our team, I cannot thank you enough because we were looking a little lame there. We only had like over $1,000 and we're like, how are we going to make this happen? And I can't even, I mean, we're all going to dinner. We're all going to dinner. We're all celebrating at Russ's steaks, chops, and more. We're definitely coming to have some. I'm even getting the shrimp. Your shrimp is outstanding too.
All right, you're not getting any more money, so stop it.
We do have a question that came in, and one thing I would really love for you to do is make a bowling commercial. Your commercials are so great, and I'd love to see you do a bowling commercial.
I'll make that happen. All right, we'll do that for next year when we have to get it on TV. We'll set a record next year.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Lots of thanks are coming in the chat, and even Robin said we'll buy you the first vodka. God bless you from Mary. Thank you, Russ. That's awesome. Wow. Thank you, Russ. Just tons of accolades are coming in, and I don't know. We're all going to just need to take a deep breath after this, Russ. You're just so inspirational, really inspirational. Okay. I'm going to turn it back to John and to Tony because you have given more than enough of your time, and we can't thank you enough. I mean, I don't know. Thank you just sounds so simple, but it's from the heart. You know, you really left footprints on all of our hearts, and that's just an amazing. I mean, never did I believe that the day that I came in on a cold winter night and you were sitting there at your bar and I said, well, I took a deep breath. I'm going to ask him. And when you said yes, and your friend that was sitting next to you said, oh, go for it, Russ. I just never believed that this could all be possible. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome, dear.
Hey, you know, we should mention, Pat, I'm standing in front of the photo of Patriots in Heroes Park. And while the weather has been so wonderfully sunny and warm, Russell, I think you should encourage everybody to come over because it's right in front of the restaurant and the hotel on Transit Road, right at the 90 there. And tell us about the Patriots in Heroes Park before we wrap up the Zoom.
Got a video tour.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yeah, the Patriots of Heroes Park is 11 years old. We bought that land to put a plaza in, and to tell you we were going to build a plaza, the Lord bless me. I says, we don't know do more business. Let's call it a plaza. My friend Charlie Shota said, name it Patriots and Heroes Park. It is the most beautiful park in Western New York. You got to come out, take a walk in it, and everything. It's so manicured. It is look at it. It's so gorgeous. There's statues of Michael the Archangel, the Battle of the Bow, 3407 New York. It's a place that you should come out here, even with your children. Take a ride. Next door is a hot dog stand. Grab a hot dog or a cup of coffee. But you got to come and see it before it starts snowing. Thank you, John.
They got the video.
Yeah, I think we have a
Wonderful.
video, Russell.
You got time to play it?
We certainly could. Let's get that other video rolling, and then when we are set with that video, then we'll go on to do the drawing that everybody's waiting on with bated breath, and then we'll close and tell you what's coming up for the upcoming speakers as well. So let's really quickly again, I will get everybody muted here, and we'll play that short video as well. Hang on one second, everyone. Let's see.
Hello, folks. Russ Salvatore. I sit out here today in front of my restaurant. Back in 2010, I bought this piece of land to build a strip plaza. The morning I was supposed to build, that night before, the Lord blessed me and told me while I was sleeping, Russell, you don't need another business. Why don't you build a park? So I have decided to build a park. My good friend Charlie said, Russell, name it Patriots and Heroes Park. Thank you, Charlie. That was a great idea. So this is for the community that has been so good to me. I bring you Russell's Patriots and Heroes Park. We are going to take a little flight around it, so come fly with me.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see from in you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, I think to myself, what a wonderful for beautiful, for heroes prove in liberating It's a pleasure for me to bring this to you. Please stop out here someday and see how beautiful this is. This is for the community to enjoy. God bless you all.
Okay, wonderful. Let's get our guests unmuted. One second here. There's the thing for Russ. And here is for John. Okay, welcome back, folks. Wonderful video that will look very nicely, especially on our recording. For the folks who could not make it today, on behalf of Team RPCS, I also wanted to thank, besides the two of you here, wanted to thank Charlie Chioda, who is also known as Charlie the Barber. He provided some technical assistance to Russ today. He also was the phenomenal anthem singer at our bowling event last year. So thank you for your help. Actually, you can see him in the background there of John's video. and of course, Mark Yerke, who is Mr. Salvatore's assistant as well. We couldn't, and there he is. We couldn't make this possible without the two of them. So with that said, let us now, I'm going to share my screen once again, and we're going to do a virtual drum roll for the fabulous overnight jacuzzi stay at Salvatore's Grand Hotel with dinner for two. We do have a list of the participants who signed up, and the only thing, though, that we have as a caveat here is that our winner does need to be present, and we do thank all of you who have stuck through this entire time for this recording. So what we're going to do here is let me share my screen with all of you to make sure, let you know that this is indeed legitimate. We're going to go back, not for this link here. Oop. Hang on one second, folks. I have to get into the right window. Here we go. Okay, so this screen here you see is a random number generator. We've put it from 1 to 19, excluding, of course, many of us on the team who wanted to recuse ourselves from being able to win this fabulous prize, even though we would certainly enjoy it. So with that said, we're going to hit the calculate button. It will hit a number, and then I will pull up a separate screen to show who it matches and who the lucky winner is. Let's go ahead and hit calculate. The lucky number is 5. Let's stop sharing the screen for a moment. And now let's share who the lucky winner is. The lucky winner is Janet H., who I believe, however, is not on right now. So we may have to do one more quick draw. Let's double check our participants. Yes, Jan was unable to do it. So one more draw, folks. We should get it on the next time. And here we go. Ready. Sharing screen. Random calculate. And now it's lucky number 1. And lucky number 1 is Joseph L., who is on this call right now. So Joe, you are the winner of the fabulous prize, which I'm sure you're going to thoroughly enjoy. I mean, who could not, right? So this is all set. Congratulations to you, Joe. We'll be in touch separately regarding winning this prize. So let's get back on the call. I am going to actually quickly get myself here on video, even though I am not looking the greatest right now. 1 second here. Okay. All right. One moment, folks. Okay, well, even though I'm not seeing myself on video right now, you can hear me all right. So let me first just say once again, thank you all for being part of this first speaker series today. We have 4 more at least slated to come for the future days. We really encourage all of you to not only attend our next one on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but to spread the word. This guest is going to be a ton of fun. It gives us a little bit of national star power. It is Hollywood actress Vanessa Angel. And yes, that is her real name. I'll get into that on the call as well. But if you've seen the movie Kingpin, a bowling cult classic back from the late 90s with Bill Murray, Woody Harrelson, Randy Quaid, she played the very beautiful character Claudia. If you were a fan of the show on the USA Network throughout the mid-90s like I was, the show Weird Science, based off the movie, she was the genie. She also played a number of characters, many cameo spots, everything from a recurring role on Baywatch to Stargate, etc. The real tie-in here with the bowling, of course, though, is Kingpin, which we wanted to, of course, have our bowling tournament, and unfortunately, that didn't happen due to COVID-19. So a lot of our discussion will be about that iconic movie and her character, but we'll also see what she's been up to lately. She has other filming engagements going on right now. Very interesting story with her family. Her daughter plays for the USC college basketball team. They were very close to Kobe Bryant, which I don't think a lot of people knew. So lots of fun things that we'll be asking her. She is being gracious enough to share her time. We're going to do co-promoting of charities, not just Team RPCS, but also aptly titled Life Rolls On, which is her charity of choice. But that's not all. We then have the next week after, on July 29th, Lorenzo Alexander, the Buffalo Bill great Pro Bowl linebacker who just retired. And gosh, I think he still probably has a couple years in him, but good for him to call the wrap and spend time with his family. He'll be joining us as well. He actually came to our tournament last year. We reciprocated in kind, and a few of us went over to his tournament for his ACES Foundation. So that's coming up. We also have other speaker series in the works, a salute to Western New York businesses. We also have a bowling talk. We'll hopefully have a number of bowling pros to tell you about how you can bowl better once the bowling lanes are back open. We will say too that for the Salute to Western New York businesses, that being on Thursday, August 6th, that will be the start of Team RPCS online auction. We have a number of fabulous gift cards and prizes to donate to continue to raise the funds for Team RPCS this year. Once again, please be generous with your donations. And of course, we cannot thank Mr. Salvatore enough, not only for being here, but for his generous match as well. So thank you all once more for being a part of this kickoff. Before we go, let me just quickly unmute John and Mr. Salvatore just to see if you have any final last words that you'd like to say before we close things down.
No, I just want to say thank you very much. Everybody out there, I hope you enjoy. It's a pleasure to know that I do community, and God bless everyone. And if you ever need anything, your honor, coming through me, I'll take care of it. John, thank you for your time. Thank you, everybody out there. Thank you so much.
I think we've got the echoing going because John is on and Russ is on, so it kind of went back and forth, but we were able to hear what you had to say, so thank you. But John, now we've got you as well. So any final words as well from you?
Oh, no, I just wanted to say thank you. And there's Russell in the background with Charlie and Mark. So just wanted to make sure everybody got a chance to see the brains behind the organization here.
Fantastic. And
Thank you.
Pat wanted to bring you in one last time as well, just to wrap things up and close things out as well.
Thank you so much, Tony. And thank you again, Russ, for being really the launch Zoom meeting. We love your background. We know you're not in Florida, although the weather here today in Buffalo feels like Florida or wherever that might be. So thank you for just everything, really. And thank you, Tony, for hosting this, and Robin for being our team captain, and John for just being your awesome self. You're doing what you do best. And Charlie, who was just peeking in there. We'd love to have you sing next year. So hopefully we'll have more information about the bowling event once we get back. And it looks like Charlie's sitting there. And Charlie, did you want to say something, or do you want to finish us off with a little song?
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. Thank you. Went well today. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for your support. We look forward to your ongoing support for our next meeting, which is next Wednesday. Please check the Eventbrite page for all the details, and be sure to tell your family and friends. The more the merrier. And congratulations, Joe. You are going to love the food if you haven't been there already. So, and especially the hotel and the jacuzzi suite. You're going to have a great time. We'll make sure to get that to you. So congratulations, and thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day. Stay cool. And don't forget to go to see Russ. Thanks again. Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, John.
Thank you, everybody. Our link is heading in one last time here on the chat box before we close out. Please be generous. Please donate to a rider. We'll see you back on Wednesday, July 22nd with the lovely and talented Vanessa Angel. Please spread the word. It's not often that you get a chance to speak to a Hollywood star. So, but of course, we've got our own stars here in Western New York, and we thank you again for your time. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. See you on the 22nd, and please be generous and donate to the Ride for Roswell. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.